and gentlemen. Well, we have some hilarious news and then some annoying news. AOC has been caught, I guess you could say, running away from libs of TikTok. Chaya, I think that's what you pronounce her name, or Kaya. Either way, she runs away after being confronted and tends to label everything that libs of TikTok is with, defamation type of stuff, claiming that she's homophobic, transphobic, and stuff like that, of course, and then immediately runs away. These are how cowards act, and the ethics complaint is being filed against her. Quite hilarious because she's about to be facing all kinds of other issues, along with, of course, her possibly going to jail because of the mere fact that she's becoming some type of fraud for the whole entering that one building with tax rich type dress stuff. So yeah, there's that stuff going on as well. And then we have other things that's going on, which would be the protests that are going on in Tennessee about gun rights. We'll get to that after this. Take a look.
Transphobic, and I never want to share space with you. Thank you.
I am here outside the Cannon building. I was here last week because I attempted to ask AOC why she lied about me in a committee hearing. She cowered away, she refused to talk to me, so I'm back here today, 1 week later, and I'm going to deliver her an ethics complaint that I filed for lying about an American citizen in a committee hearing.
So AOC, she broke the rules. Believe it or not, there's actually rules on Capitol Hill. And 23 Clause 1 is the big one. You got to act in a way that reflects credibility on the House, and lying about, a U.S. citizen certainly doesn't do that. So we're filing this ethics complaint.
Let's go inside and see if she's there.
How are you doing? Just dropping off some mail for the conversation.
Hi. So basically a few weeks ago, AOC lied about me in a committee hearing.
Okay.
So I tried to come last week and talk to her, but she kind of cowered away, wasn't interested in talking to me.
Okay.
So together with Mike from the Heritage Foundation Oversight, he helped me file this ethics complaint. So we filed that. And if you can give it to AOC, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And tell her to stop lying about American citizens.
Right, have a good one.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just dropped off an ethics complaint at AOC's office, and unfortunately she wasn't there. So we left, and then I was walking through the Capitol, and guess who I bumped into? AOC herself. I just delivered an ethics complaint to your office because you lied about me in a committee hearing.
Oh, hi. Yeah, no,
so
I actually
I never
you're
inspired
actually,
them for
No, you're
it, and I
actually
have also some
super
stuff.
transphobic, and I never want to share space with you. Thank you.
So yeah, those are the people that are doing it, but it's hilarious. Really. So AOC cannot be confronted by anything or by anybody when they have to, when I guess, Libs of TikTok or Chaya, you could say, wanted to confront her about it. We want to talk about the ethics complaint and stuff like that, and she just runs away. It's a typical thing for these type of people to do it, and it's hilarious. We all laugh at it because we all know this is what they do. They never have to face the criticism or the things that they construct, and then they have to defame you or label you this or that, transphobic, etc., as AOC did, because that's normalized rhetoric. So, yeah, this is a normal thing. However, we go to looking at all of this massive, apparently, protest that's happening to repeal guns. Not only they are sacrificing their ability to defend themselves, they're also not realizing what's going on. So, take a look at this. It's quite annoying.
take a look. You can see young kids among those holding signs demanding protection and calling for the end of gun violence after the horrific shooting at the Covenant School on Monday, which left 3 children and 3 staff members dead. And that's where NBC's Lindsay Reiser joins us from the state capitol in Nashville. Lindsay, I know you have been talking to people there at memorials, at the vigil yesterday, now at this protest. What are they telling you?
Yeah, Chris, hundreds of people showed up today. I mean, probably about 1,500, maybe even upwards of that, showing out. A lot of young people, a lot of young students skipping school, a lot of parents bringing their young kids here as well. And I talked to the organizer of today's event. She's a single mom herself. Her son's about to turn 5. And she said she felt mobilized to act when she saw this on Monday. She put the flyer out immediately. You could tell she was heartened to see the result today, with people singing songs, confronting lawmakers on their way into the General Assembly today, calling for some kind of gun reform. I've talked to a mother who lost her older son to gun violence in the Waffle House shooting here in Nashville in 2018. And she says she can't believe that here, almost 5 years later, this is still where we are.
Why was it important for you to be here today?
As a mom, as a believer of Christ, I believe that it is the love of Christ that has called me to be here, to be a voice for the children, to prioritize their safety. I was in high school and I wore my sweatshirt today from being in high school when Sandy Hook happened, and I remember all of the fear and the sadness and the brokenness that I felt walking through my own hallways at school the next day. And to know that here we are over 10 years later as the people with the same asking for our children to be prioritized, for their safety to be prioritized. I felt a duty to be here.
Have you talked to your 6-year-old about all of this?
I can't fathom even the words. How do you explain that to a 6-year-old? How do you prepare someone who doesn't experience violence to be prepared for fighting for their life in a place that they love to be in? I can't talk to them about it. I don't know how as a mom, and I can't imagine those parents at Covenant and those people connected to those children and the conversations that they have to have with 6-year-olds, with 9-year-olds, with elementary kids, with middle schoolers. I can't.
And Sakayla's also got a sign that says graduations, not funerals. So people are asking lawmakers to do something. There are several bills, Garrett, right now going through the General Assembly that would expand gun access. So time will tell whether the show up of people out here today will impact these lawmakers, Garrett.
Yeah. Again, these kids are ignorant and stupid because in the instance of gun control, it won't do anything. It just removes your ability to defend yourself. To add insult to injury, they also are ignorant of what happened or how that person gained access to weapons or what have you. So, I really want the kids to learn. If they learned about the kid having the person that shot the school had an emotional problem, and then they learned that that they are not allowed, people are not allowed to get guns because of their emotional distress or mental well-being or et cetera, or any type of mental capacity. And then they learned that that person also somehow still got guns. How would banning guns remove that ability from them being able to work with it, right? So it really, I don't think nobody's really told them these questions and these answers that need to be these questions that need to be answered. They don't know this. All they know is that the shooting happened, people died, and they don't know the cause or the why. Well, we know the cause, and the cause was somebody ended up shooting somebody with a gun. However, why or how? Well, the how is they were able to get a gun somehow with the ability to, even though they had a mental problem, and they're not legally to purchase a firearm with that mental problem. So, what do? So banning guns won't work. And also, they are not coming up with a solution with a secondary solution, which is to have armed security at your school. They also didn't even know that the person chose a specific school that had less security because they didn't want to get shot at. So I think the solution is just have security around at almost every school and not remove the people's Second Amendment rights at all. And then you'll see a dramatic reduction in deaths and mass shootings. Not only that, you would also have the have it be more readily enforced to where if somebody has a mental problem, they cannot just get access to guns, at least in the terms of buying one. But of course, that's already in law, so somehow they already got it. Maybe more heavily enforced on it, and what have you. But regardless, those laws are already in place. So I don't know what these students are really planning to do, because their change does nothing but harm them that harms them. And it's stupid to think that your ability to do this. Also, why do you think they're only going to schools? Have they ever thought in their minds, oh, let's connect the dots. Oh, massive school shootings almost everywhere constantly. And then you learn that it's only happening at schools, and then you learn this person chose a Pacific school, and that's the reason why they went to that school. It almost sounds like they're targeting schools because there's no defenses or security around. You don't see them going to rob a bank very often, now do you? Probably because if you try to go rob a bank, they're bound to get shot. And if they're bound to go to rob any other place, they're bound to get shot or killed. So they choose the easiest things that has less problems. So, these people are ignorant. Our Pacific governors, our Pacific lawmakers need to be stronger on the fact that we need to put more defenses in schools. We need to make sure that we're heavier on these policies, because removing guns is not going to solve anything. It's just going to harm people, and these kids just don't know any better because they're being fed by the media. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.